Let me ask you something. What do you say to yourself every single day? Because what you tell yourself is shaping your life. You see, success doesn't start with money. It doesn't start with connections. It doesn't even start with talent. Success starts with your mind. If your thinking is weak, your results will be weak. But if your thinking is strong, if your words are powerful, your results will be unstoppable. So today, I'm giving you 9 powerful things you need to tell yourself every single day. If you do this, you will rewire your mind for greatness, attract success, and step into the purpose you were created for. Let's get into it. The way you think determines the way you live. Every action you take, every decision you make, and every result you experience is rooted in your mindset. It is the foundation upon which success is built, and without the right mindset, no amount of skill, talent, or opportunity will create lasting achievement. People who succeed at the highest levels do not just have more resources or better circumstances. They think differently. They have trained their minds to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to push forward when others give up, and to believe in their ability to create a better future, even when their present circumstances seem challenging. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world. If that lens is clouded with fear, doubt, or negativity, everything you encounter will be filtered through those limitations. On the other hand, if your mindset is strong, confident, and focused on possibilities, you will naturally find solutions, make better decisions, and attract greater opportunities. The battle for success is not fought in the external world first. It is fought and won in the mind. The way you think determines how you respond to setbacks, how you handle pressure, and how you approach challenges. If you allow doubt and fear to control your thinking, you will find reasons to stay stuck where you are. But if you train your mind to focus on growth and possibility, you will keep moving forward no matter what. Many people believe that success is reserved for a special few, but that is a lie. The truth is, success follows those who develop the mindset necessary to create it. It is not about where you were born, what resources you have, or even how talented you are. It is about the way you think. 2 people can be given the same opportunity, yet one thrives while the other struggles. The difference is not the opportunity itself, it is the mindset of the person receiving it. Those with a strong mindset seize opportunities, take bold action, and refuse to let temporary setbacks define them. Meanwhile, those with a weak mindset hesitate, second-guess themselves, and allow fear to talk them out of their potential. The way you think affects the way you feel, and the way you feel affects the way you act. If you believe you are capable, you will take action with confidence. If you believe you are limited, you will hesitate, procrastinate, and ultimately sabotage your own success. This is why developing a powerful mindset is essential. You must take control of your thoughts, guard what you allow into your mind, and intentionally reprogram any limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. The most successful people in the world are not those who never face challenges. They are the ones who train their minds to rise above them. They refuse to let their thoughts be dominated by fear, excuses, or negativity. Instead, they condition themselves to think in alignment with their goals and vision. Your subconscious mind is constantly absorbing information, and whatever you feed it the most will become your reality. If you continuously think about problems, failures, and limitations, your subconscious mind will reinforce those thoughts, and you will attract more of what you fear. However, if you consistently think about solutions, possibilities, and opportunities, your mind will work in your favor, helping you see doors where others see walls. This is why guarding your mindset is so important. The words you speak, the books you read, the people you surround yourself with, and the thoughts you entertain are all shaping your future. If you want a different life, you must start by changing the way you think. Rewiring your mindset takes intentional effort. It is not something that happens overnight, but it is something you must commit to daily. Just as an athlete trains their body to perform at peak levels, you must train your mind to operate at its highest potential. This means eliminating negative self-talk, replacing doubt with faith, and filling your mind with wisdom and inspiration. Every thought you think is either moving you closer to success or pulling you further away from it. If you allow limiting beliefs to take root, they will dictate your actions and keep you stuck. But if you choose to believe in your potential, to see every challenge as an opportunity, and to focus on solutions rather than problems, your entire life will begin to shift in the direction of success. A strong mindset is not about ignoring reality. It is about shaping reality. It is about taking full responsibility for your thoughts, your actions, and your results. It is about understanding that your circumstances do not determine your future. Your mindset does. There are people who have risen from nothing to achieve extraordinary success, not because they had better opportunities, but because they refused to accept limitation. They conditioned their minds for greatness, and in doing so, they created lives that others could only dream of. You have the same ability within you, but it requires a decision to think differently, to believe in your potential, and to take control of your own destiny. Success is not about luck. It is not about hoping things will get better. It is about mastering your mind and training yourself to think like a winner. When you develop the right mindset, nothing can stop you. You will see challenges as stepping stones, failures as lessons, and obstacles as opportunities. You will no longer be controlled by fear or held back by excuses. You will step into a level of confidence, resilience, and determination that will make success inevitable. The past is often used as a measuring stick for what is possible in the future, but that is one of the greatest lies ever told. Too many people allow their past, mistakes, failures, and disappointments to dictate the course of their lives, believing that because they have struggled before, they are destined to struggle forever. This mindset is not only limiting, it is destructive. The truth is, no matter what you have been through, no matter what choices you have made, and no matter how many times you have fallen short, you still have the power to create a different future. Your past is a chapter, not the whole book, and you are still holding the pen. Every person who has ever achieved greatness had a past that could have held them back. Some of the most successful people in the world came from broken homes, faced unimaginable hardships, or made mistakes that could have destroyed them. Yet they refused to let those experiences define them. They made a decision to break free from the narrative that their past tried to write for them. They understood that where they came from had no power over where they were going unless they allowed it to. It is not what happened to you that matters. It is what you choose to do with it. The problem is that many people build an identity around their past struggles. They replay old failures in their minds like a broken record, reinforcing the belief that they are not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough to succeed. They define themselves by their past mistakes rather than their future potential. But identity is fluid. It can be rewritten at any moment. The only thing keeping someone stuck in the past is their own unwillingness to let go. The moment you decide to stop carrying the weight of your past, you open the door to an entirely new future. Regret is one of the most powerful chains that can hold a person back. People spend years, sometimes even lifetimes, wishing they had made different choices, taken different paths, or avoided certain mistakes. But regret changes nothing. It keeps you stuck in a place you no longer belong, reliving moments that can never be undone. Instead of letting regret consume you, use it as fuel. Learn from your past, take the wisdom from your experiences and use it to build a better future. You are not supposed to be the same person you were 5 years ago, 1 year ago, or even yesterday. Growth means transformation, and transformation requires a willingness to evolve. One of the biggest myths people believe is that their past failures disqualified them from future success. But in reality, failure is the training ground for success. Every mistake you have made has given you knowledge. Every setback has given you strength. Every challenge has built resilience in you that cannot be learned any other way. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try, and the only people who never grow are the ones who refuse to move forward. What you have been through is not meant to break you. It is meant to build you into the person who can handle the success that is coming. Forgiveness is another critical part of breaking free from the past. Some people are trapped not by their own mistakes, but by the actions of others. They carry pain, resentment, and bitterness over what someone else did to them, believing that they cannot move forward because of the hurt they experienced. But holding on to past pain only gives it more power. Forgiveness is not about excusing what happened. It is about releasing yourself from the burden of carrying it. The moment you let go of what has been weighing you down, you free yourself to step into a future unshackled by the past. Circumstances do not define destiny. Just because you were born into struggle does not mean you have to stay there. Just because you failed in the past does not mean you will fail in the future. The most powerful decision a person can make is to refuse to let their past dictate their future. It is a choice to believe in possibility rather than limitation, to see opportunity instead of obstacles, and to take ownership of what happens next. The past only has power over you if you continue to feed it with your focus and energy. The moment you shift your attention forward, the past loses its grip. The future is an unwritten script, and every day is a chance to write a new story. It does not matter where you started, it only matters where you decide to go from here. Life is constantly moving, changing, and evolving, and so are you. No one is trapped in their past unless they choose to be. The most successful people are not those who never experience hardship, but those who refuse to let hardship define them. Everything you have been through has prepared you for what is coming next. And the only thing standing between you and your future is the decision to let go of the past and step into the life you were meant to live. Every single day you are faced with a choice, what to think and how to respond. Your thoughts are the starting point for everything that happens in your life. They determine your emotions, your actions, and ultimately your results. Most people go through life believing that their thoughts are automatic, that they have no control over them, and that their emotions dictate their behavior. But the truth is, you have full authority over your mind. You are not a slave to your feelings, circumstances, or past experiences. You have the power to choose what you focus on, how you interpret situations, and how you respond to them. The ability to control your thoughts and actions is one of the greatest gifts you have been given, but it is a gift that too many people fail to use. Your thoughts create your reality. Every belief you hold, every assumption you make, and every internal dialogue you have shapes the way you see the world. If you constantly think about problems, negativity, and obstacles, you will naturally attract more of them into your life. But if you train your mind to focus on possibilities, solutions, and opportunities, your actions will start to align with those thoughts, and your life will move in a completely different direction. The mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it will grow. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and insecurity, that is what you will harvest. But if you plant seeds of confidence, faith, and determination, your life will be filled with the fruits of success. The problem is that most people allow their minds to run on autopilot, absorbing every negative thought that enters their consciousness without questioning it. They let doubt, fear, and insecurity take root, and then they wonder why they feel stuck, unmotivated, or incapable of achieving their goals. The truth is, you must guard your mind like a gatekeeper. Every time a negative thought tries to enter, you must challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought serving me? Is it helping me grow? Is it aligned with the person I want to become? If the answer is no, then you must replace it with a thought that empowers you rather than weakens you. Controlling your thoughts is not about ignoring reality or pretending that challenges do not exist. It is about choosing to see situations in a way that empowers you rather than paralyzes you. Two people can go through the exact same experience and interpret it in completely different ways. One may see failure as a sign to give up, while the other sees it as a lesson to improve. One may view rejection as proof that they are not good enough, while the other sees it as redirection towards something better. The difference is not in the circumstance itself, but in the mindset of the person experiencing it. Your emotions are also a direct result of your thoughts. Many people believe that they cannot control how they feel, that emotions simply happen to them. But emotions are triggered by the thoughts you entertain. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, that life is unfair, or that success is out of reach, you will feel discouraged, anxious, or even depressed. But if you choose to think thoughts of confidence, gratitude, and possibility, your emotions will shift accordingly. This is why training your mind is so important. If you let your emotions dictate your actions, you will always be at the mercy of external circumstances. But if you take control of your thoughts, you will master your emotions, and in turn, you will master your actions. The way you act is directly linked to the way you think. If you believe in yourself, you will take bold action. If you doubt yourself, you will hesitate, procrastinate, or avoid challenges altogether. This is why people who think small live small lives. They do not take risks, they do not seize opportunities, and they do not push themselves to grow because their thoughts have convinced them that they are not capable. But when you control your thoughts, you change the way you act. You stop making decisions based on fear and start making them based on faith. You stop letting doubt hold you back and start taking action in spite of uncertainty. Taking control of your thoughts and actions requires discipline. It is not something that happens overnight. It is a daily practice that must be intentionally developed. Just as you train your body to get stronger, you must train your mind to think in alignment with your goals. This means feeding your mind with empowering beliefs, surrounding yourself with people who challenge you to grow, and constantly reinforcing the idea that you are in control of your destiny. The world will try to convince you that you are a victim of your circumstances, that you are powerless against challenges, and that success is reserved for the lucky few. But none of that is true. You are only a victim if you believe you are. You are only powerless if you surrender control. You have everything within you to shape your future, but it starts with mastering your thoughts. Your mind is the command center of your life. It determines the direction you take, the opportunities you recognize, and the results you achieve. When you take full responsibility for what you think and how you act, you step into a level of power that few people ever experience. No one can control your thoughts for you. No one can force you to believe in yourself. No one can make you take action. That is a decision only you can make. And when you finally take control of your mind, your life will never be the same again. Success is not something that happens by accident, nor is it something that is handed out freely. It is earned through relentless effort and unwavering persistence. Many people dream of success, but few are willing to put in the work required to achieve it. They admire those who have reached the top, but they do not see the countless hours of dedication, sacrifice, and discipline that went into getting there. Success is not about talent alone. It is not about luck or being in the right place at the right time. It is about showing up every single day, putting in the work, and refusing to quit no matter how difficult the journey becomes. Effort is the price you must pay for any worthwhile achievement. There is no shortcut, no secret formula, and no easy path. Every great accomplishment in history has been built on a foundation of hard work. The greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the most influential leaders, all of them have one thing in common: they were willing to do what others would not. They did not rely on motivation because they knew motivation fades. Instead, they relied on discipline. They trained when they did not feel like it. They worked when they were tired, and they pushed forward even when progress was slow. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not intelligence or natural ability. It is persistence. Every person who has ever achieved something significant has faced obstacles, setbacks, and failures. They have experienced rejection, doubt, and disappointment, but they did not let those things stop them. They kept going when others gave up. They understood that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a necessary part of the process. Every setback is a lesson, every challenge is an opportunity to grow, and every obstacle is a test of commitment. Most people give up too soon. They start with excitement, full of energy and motivation, but the moment they encounter resistance, they begin to doubt themselves. They start questioning whether it is worth it, whether they are capable, whether they should even try at all. They convince themselves that success is out of reach, not because it truly is, but because they were not willing to persist. But those who refuse to quit, those who push forward even when it is hard, are the ones who eventually break through. They understand that progress is often invisible in the beginning, that the work they are putting in today may not show results immediately, but it is laying the foundation for future success. Effort alone is not enough. It must be sustained over time. Anyone can work hard for a day, a week, or even a month, but true success comes to those who are willing to put in the effort consistently, day after day, year after year. It is easy to work hard when things are going well, but the real test comes when progress is slow, when results are delayed, and when doubt starts to creep in. That is when persistence matters most. That is when the winners separate themselves from the rest. They keep moving forward even when there is no immediate reward. They trust the process and believe in their vision even when others do not. One of the biggest mistakes people make is expecting instant results. They want to see success overnight, and when it does not happen, they assume it never will. But success is a long game. It is not about quick wins or temporary achievements. It is about building something that lasts, that requires patience. It requires a willingness to keep going even when the progress is slow, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Every great success story is built on years of effort that no one sees. The public only sees the finished product, the championship, the $1 million business, the bestseller. They do not see the sacrifices, the late nights, the failures, the moments of doubt. But those are the things that create true success. People who achieve success are not special. They are not superhuman. They simply have an unshakable commitment to their goals. They have decided that no matter what happens, they will not stop until they reach their destination. That kind of determination is rare, but it is available to anyone willing to develop it. Success is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone who is willing to put in the work and refuse to quit. The only difference between those who succeed and those who do not is the decision to keep going, to push through when it gets hard, to show up every day, put in the effort, and trust that eventually the results will come. There is no force more powerful than persistence. Talent can be wasted, intelligence can be overlooked, opportunities can be missed, but persistence will always win in the end. It does not matter how long it takes, how many failures occur along the way, or how many times you have to start over. If you refuse to quit, if you stay committed to the process, and if you continue putting in the work no matter what, success becomes inevitable. The only thing standing between you and everything you desire is your willingness to persist until you get there. Obstacles are often seen as roadblocks, as things that stand in the way of progress, but in reality, they are opportunities for growth. Every challenge that comes your way is a chance to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The very things that seem like setbacks are often the things that prepare you for the success you desire. Most people see obstacles as reasons to stop, as proof that they are not meant to achieve their goals. But those who understand the power of adversity know that obstacles are not there to break them, they are there to build them. Growth does not happen in comfort. It happens when you are stretched beyond your limits, when you are forced to think differently, when you are challenged to rise above your circumstance. The reason obstacles feel difficult is that they demand something new from you. They require you to develop new skills, new perspectives, and new levels of determination. When everything is easy, you do not grow. You remain the same, operating within your current abilities. But when you are faced with a challenge, you are given the opportunity to expand. You must think in ways you have never thought before. You must push yourself beyond what you thought was possible. Every time you overcome an obstacle, you become a different person. You gain confidence, you build resilience, and you strengthen the belief that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Most people avoid obstacles because they fear struggle. They want success, but they do not want to endure the difficulties that come with it. They wish for an easy path, one without resistance, failure, or setbacks. But what they fail to realize is that success is not the absence of obstacles, it is the result of overcoming them. Every person who has achieved greatness has faced difficulties. They have encountered resistance, they have stumbled, but instead of running from challenges, they embraced them. They saw them as stepping stones, as necessary parts of the journey. The struggles they endured shaped them into the people they needed to become to reach their goals. Obstacles reveal who you really are. They expose your weaknesses, your fears, and your doubts. They show you where you need to grow. If you struggle with patience, an obstacle will force you to develop it. If you struggle with discipline, a challenge will require you to build it. If you lack confidence, adversity will push you to believe in yourself. The things that feel like they are standing in your way are actually the things that are molding you into the person you need to be. Growth is not comfortable, but it is necessary. If you never face resistance, you will never become stronger. If you never fail, you will never learn. If you never struggle, you will never discover what you are truly capable of. The way you respond to obstacles determines everything. Some people let difficulties defeat them. They see failure as a reason to quit, as proof that they are not good enough. Others use obstacles as fuel. They see setbacks as lessons, as opportunities to improve. The difference is not in the challenge itself, it is in the mindset of the person facing it. When you decide to view every obstacle as a lesson, you take back control. You stop seeing challenges as things that hold you back and start seeing them as things that push you forward. You begin to welcome struggle because you know that every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Obstacles also separate those who are truly committed from those who are only interested. Anyone can stay motivated when things are easy, but the moment things get difficult, most people give up. They tell themselves that it was not meant to be, that they are not capable, that they should settle for something easier. But those who are truly committed do not let obstacles stop them. They find a way forward. If one path is blocked, they create another. If one attempt fails, they try again. They do not let temporary struggles define them because they understand that every obstacle they overcome brings them one step closer to their goal. Every struggle you face today is preparing you for something greater. The challenges that seem overwhelming now are developing the strength, wisdom, and resilience you will need for the future. The difficulties you endure are shaping you into the person who can handle the success you desire. When you shift your mindset and start seeing obstacles as opportunities, everything changes. You stop fearing struggle. You stop avoiding difficulty. You start embracing challenges because you understand that each one is a stepping stone to something greater. Life will always present challenges. There will always be setbacks, roadblocks, and unexpected difficulties. But the people who succeed are not the ones who avoid obstacles. They are the ones who face them head on. They are the ones who refuse to be defeated, who keep pushing forward no matter what. They understand that growth comes from struggle, that success is built through perseverance, and that every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. The only question is whether you will see obstacles as things that stop you or as things that propel you forward. Dreams, visions, and plans have no power without action. You can think about success, visualize your ideal life, and even strategize every step of the journey, but none of it will matter unless you take action. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It is the force that turns ideas into reality, that transforms potential into results. Too many people spend their time wishing, hoping, and waiting for the perfect moment, but transformation does not come from waiting, it comes from doing. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not intelligence, talent, or even opportunity. It is the willingness to take consistent action, even in the face of uncertainty, fear, and discomfort. People often overestimate the importance of planning and underestimate the power of execution. They believe that if they gather enough knowledge, read enough books, or watch enough motivational videos, they will somehow be prepared to take action. But knowledge without action is useless. Motivation without movement is meaningless. Transformation does not happen because of what you know. It happens because of what you do. Every great achievement in history was made possible by action. Every successful person, every groundbreaking invention, every major breakthrough came from someone who decided to take action rather than just think about it. Fear is one of the biggest enemies of action. People hesitate because they are afraid of failure, afraid of judgment, or afraid of making mistakes. They wait for the perfect moment, thinking that one day they will feel completely ready, but that day never comes. The truth is, you will never feel 100% ready to take the leap. There will always be uncertainty, and there will always be risk. But action is the only way to move past fear. The moment you start taking action, fear begins to lose its power over you. Confidence does not come before action. It comes because of action. The more you do, the more you believe in yourself, and the more you realize that failure is not the end, but a necessary part of the process. Many people get stuck in analysis paralysis. They overthink every decision, waiting for absolute certainty before they move forward. They want all the answers before they take the first step. But success does not work that way. You do not need to have everything figured out before you begin. You just need to start. Action leads to clarity. The more you do, the more you learn, the more you move forward, the more the path reveals itself. If you wait until you have all the answers, you will never take the first step. The best way to learn is by doing, by making mistakes, adjusting, and improving along the way. Action creates momentum when you take even the smallest step forward. You set things in motion. Progress builds upon itself, and soon, what once seemed impossible starts to feel within reach. But when you do nothing, you stay stuck. You remain in the same place, wondering why your life is not changing. Movement, no matter how small, is always better than inaction. One step, one decision, one bold move can completely shift the direction of your life. But nothing changes until you take that first step. Taking action requires discipline. It is easy to act when you feel motivated, when things are going well, and when excitement is high. But true transformation happens when you take action even when you do not feel like it. When you push through resistance, when you show up consistently, and when you commit to the process no matter how long it takes. Discipline is what separates those who achieve success from those who only dream about it. Action must become a habit, something you do daily, not just when you feel inspired. One of the biggest lies people believe is that small actions do not matter. They think that if they cannot make a big move, it is not worth doing anything at all. But success is not built in one giant leap. It is built through small, consistent actions over time. A single workout does not make you fit, but daily exercise transforms your body. One act of kindness does not change the world, but consistent generosity impacts lives. 1 hour of focused effort does not create success overnight, but years of daily effort lead to mastery. Every action, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goals. The world does not reward potential, it rewards execution. The people who make an impact, who achieve greatness, and who transform their lives are not the ones who talk about what they want to do, they are the ones who do it. No matter how big your dreams are, they will remain just dreams unless you take action. No matter how much knowledge you have, it will not change your life unless you apply it. The power to transform your future is in your hands, but it can only be unlocked through action.